This
Recording.
conference will now be recorded.
Alrighty, let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Alrighty. I'm going to read our little preamble again, like usual. Commissioners, staff, and citizens, since this is a remote meeting, some initial comments are appropriate. As required by the Governor's March 24th proclamation, the Lake Stevens Sewer District is holding its commission meetings remotely using the GoToMeeting platform. While this is not our norm, we're glad to be able to ensure continuity of business operations. Members of the public who are participating, we're very grateful for your support and patience while we work through this interim way of doing business. Members of the public have been invited to join via virtual meeting format of GoToMeeting, and the public comment section of our agenda will be handled in the following way. First, comments or questions that were emailed to the Sewer District customer service or otherwise received sufficiently in advance of the meeting will be read during public forum. And then second, during the meeting, anyone wishing to comment during public forum may use the chat box feature, and you'll be provided with the opportunity to comment. Board members, we're going to take attendance by calling your name, and then please indicate whether or not you can clearly hear me and others on the line, and we need to do our very best to speak one person at a time so that our note taker can take the minutes. And then I would also add, if you are not speaking, it helps everyone if you keep yourself on mute until your turn to speak. So I see Commissioner Koshi, you can hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Awesome. And Commissioner Lorenzen, were you here?
Yes, I'm here, loud and clear.
Great. How do we like the agenda today?
I like it.
That makes two of us. With that being said, if there is no additions by staff, I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda as submitted.
All right.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Consent items A through I.
I like consent items A through I.
I'll make a motion that we approve consent items A through I.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Great. Public forum. Tara, did we receive any comments from the public?
We did not.
Okay. Anybody on the line wishing to comment? Seeing no hands raised or anything in the chat box, we'll go on to old business A, which is the South Lake Regional Lift Station, change order number 9.
Robin, I have all John's notes for this. I don't have any of the change orders. Do you have them?
Yes, I've got them up on my screen here. I was going to roll through them.
So do you want to do change order 9, 10, 11, 12, 13? Are you going to plan on doing all of them through G? Or do you want me to do it?
Yeah,
okay.
No, I can do that.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
You're on. Okay.
Okay, so commissioners, for your consideration and approval, first I will identify change order number 9. Change order number 9 was the addition of intrusion switches to the meter vault lids. This was an additional request to add additional safety to provide an alarm should anyone wish to try and open the meter vault lid at the site. And this change order, including sales tax and markup, was $1,434.64.
Great. Any questions on change order number 9, commissioners?
I have none. I'll make a motion we approve change order number 9 in the amount of $1,434.64.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Thank you. Go ahead, Robin, with change order number 10.
Okay, again, for your consideration and approval this morning is change order number 10. This change order was to add a additional exterior landscaping to the lot, as well as providing a concrete pad, a bus shelter, and benches for children and for the bus stop. This change order was, I believe, negotiated at the request of both the district and the city, since there is a large amount of children that do catch the school buses out front adjacent to the pump station. So more of a place to provide them an area of shelter and away from the pump station. The total cost for this change order, including sales tax, was $40,590.38.
It looks a lot more professional than the cedar tree I used to stand under. So I'm in favor of the change request.
Okay, I'll make a motion. We approve change order number 10 in the amount of $40,590.38.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye.
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 All right, change order number 11.
So again, for your consideration and approval, change order 11 was additional work required to repair a sinkhole in the Burger King parking lot. This sinkhole actually was the result of a lot of high groundwater that occurs naturally in this area. The sinkhole occurred just outside of the trenching, and so conclusions really were that this was more consolidation of fines adjacent to the trench moving into the aggregate, and by and large it just created a sinkhole in the parking lot which had to be repaired, and the contractor provided those services. The change order, this change order, including state sales tax, is $1,998.33.
Looks good to me.
I'll make a motion that we approve change order number 11 in the amount of $1,998.33.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye.
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 All right,
So
The next
change
one.
order number 12, again, for your consideration and approval this morning, is a similar sinkhole. There was a considerable amount of additional research and to ascertain just exactly what the cause for this was. And unfortunately, this happened after the final pavement repairs in Lake Stevens Road. The sinkhole for this site actually was outside of the contractor's trenching for a revised alignment of the sewer main due to utility conflicts. The conclusions reached were that, again, it was something similar to what happened in the Burger King parking lot, in that there was piping of fines and materials from previous utility trenches that were adjacent to where the contractor's activities were, which led to the sinkhole or settlement of underlying materials within the roadway. So had this been associated with the contractor's trenching activities, that would have been on his dime. Given the fact that this was outside of his construction activities, we asked them to repair this and restore the roadway paving for the site. This change order, including sales tax, is in the amount of $20,871.39.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion, I'll make a motion we approve change order 12 in the amount of $20,871.39.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Alrighty. Next one.
And lastly, change order 13 is for the addition of an additional manhole, which was required as part of adjusting the alignment due to utility conflicts. The duct banks for the fiber optics and communications lines was mismarked both on the surface and as well with the information provided for design, thus requiring a field change of the alignment of the sewer. And this involved to accommodate the actual location of that underground utility, the need for an additional manhole to complete the change in the alignment. The total cost for this change order number 13, including sales tax, is $6,758.
All right.
I'm good with it.
I'll make a motion to approve change order lucky number 13 in the amount of $6,758.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Great. Now we have the pay request number 11 for change orders 9 through 13.
So you've approved all of those change orders. Now we just need to approve the pay request for all of those, which you technically did once you approved the change orders.
We like to keep it separate. All righty. Can I get a motion for that?
So moved.
I'll make a motion that we approve the contractor's request for payment consistent with the change request we just approved.
So
9
we
through
have
13.
9 through 13.
So
I'll second that.
there we go. All in favor? Aye.
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 All right. So now we have the South Lake Regional Lift Station final acceptance.
So we are excited to inform the board that the regional lift station construction is complete. I did send some pictures over. It's really nice, Robin. It's actually a beautiful. The site is really nice. The station's been constructed, tested, and currently in operations. These items have been complete and as built. The O&M manuals are under review. The staff and the consulting engineer for the project recommend that the commissioners approve the final acceptance of the South Lake Regional Lift Station.
Super
make a
exciting. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's neat. So yeah, I will make a motion that the Lake Stevens Sewer District accept the Lake Stevens Regional Pump Station improvements as recommended by staff.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Are we saying that this is our prettiest lift station that we have in the system?
Well, it currently is, probably because there's some really nice green grass out there and a pretty cool bench. The kids will like it whenever they go back to school.
They'll keep their mind off the smell. That's good.
No trees. Yeah.
Well,
All right.
just to jump in, we're working on the issue of the odors, but also, Tanya, I'd offer, if you haven't seen the aerials photographs of the site that we did with the drone, I'll send you those too, so that you have those.
Yeah, please do. That'd be great.
We can post them up on our fancy website.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Great. Okay, now we go on to H, the Vernon Business Center office modification change order number 3.
I think Barry's taking that, or do I need to take it, Barry? He's still on.
Barry, you're on mute.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. All right. I'm assuming you can hear me okay now. So change order number 3 for the Vernon Road Business Center involves 4 different items, and they were items that came up during construction. 2 of them have to do with framing and the exterior gable fascia, and this was due to the fact that the CMU, or the stone, what appears to be stone front, during design, it appeared that went all the way up to the roof structure. In fact, it did not. There was framing in between, and it was set slightly back into the building. And so by doing so, it would potentially allow moisture and water to come back into the wall. So we needed to frame that out and include that as a modification. The item number 2, the crawl space venting. In the original building, there was venting for the crawl space area, but it was in the sidewalk, and the way that the sidewalk was poured actually drained into the vent, and so that allowed water to enter into the crawl space, and is what caused actually the rotting of the joists, of the floor joists, and in that area. And so we needed to revise the crawl space venting because that would not work as well. It would just create the same problem all over again. And so we took out that concrete, we took out the vents, and there are now vents actually in the wall so that the water cannot get in that area. We left this area graveled rather than restoring the concrete, and the reason for that is that you have another project on the parking lot that's moving forward that will impact that area with ADA modifications, and so it makes more sense to have a contractor who's doing work with paving and surfacing to complete that work rather than a building construction contractor. And then finally, whoops, hang on just a second. Item number 4 is bringing an electrical circuit to the north exterior wall, and this is to allow for lighting of the parking lot, which is a requirement for the city permit that needed to be done. And once again, it made more sense to complete this with the building contractor who has an electrician as part of the work, and bring that circuit out so that the road and paving contractor could simply connect to an existing junction box for the lighting that's required for the parking lot. And so with that, we have a total contract change order on this particular one of $20,824.35, which brings the new total contract amount to $286,379.68. And so we would submit this to the commissioners for approval, and all this work has been completed.
All right.
I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve the contract change order. It looks like it's number 3 in the amount of $20,824.35, and authorize the general manager or designee to sign off on that.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Then just like before, we'll do a modification pay estimate for the number 3 as a separate item.
And so just a very quick summary on this. It's very similar to what Robin talked about. We needed the change orders approved technically first before we could submit this progress estimate. Otherwise, the progress estimate would simply be included in the consent items. But this does incorporate those changes. Unlike the previous project, this project is not quite completely done and ready for acceptance. So we have a few more items that will still need to be there. And just for commissioners' knowledge, there will be a final reconciling change order, which will make sure that all the units add up to 100%, and it just cleans up the bookkeeping for it. The contractor has requested this. It is not necessarily required by state law, but it is something that will just help the bookkeeping, and I would imagine it would help the district as well when it comes to the audits that you typically have, just making sure you've got everything. So the progress estimate number 3 is in front of you for a total payment now due of $87,830.78.
All right. Thank you, Barry. Commissioners?
Make a motion to approve progress estimate number 3 in the total amount of $87,830.78.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Right. Now on to news business. We got resolution number 983 on the social media policy.
I have asked Melanie to take that on today.
Hi. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
So this resolution covers some of what we already have in our employee handbook, the new one that we just sent out about what employees can do as far as representing the district on social media. But the most important thing about this resolution is what we really tell people who are posting on our sites. Because of record retention, if we get public requests, nothing can really be deleted, but there is a portion of things that we can, and this makes it clear to customers or anyone who posts on our websites what we will delete. And that's in section 3.3.2C. And basically, we can remove inappropriate comments listed in this section here. We will be posting this or pinning it on all of our social media so that it protects us. If we do delete something because of that, we will not get in trouble with public records.
Melanie, did we copy this, sort of take it from somewhere else or somebody else?
I did. I looked at quite a few other ones, local cities and other districts, and this was a basic one that seemed to, it was the most minimal one as far as I could tell, because I knew we didn't need a whole ton for employees. But yeah, this was the one that kind of suited what we needed.
Great, I appreciate it. Commissioners, any further questions?
I'm assuming legal has looked at this and has signed off on it.
Yes, Brad looked it over, and it's probably been through legal already since it is primarily through another city, but Brad also looked at it.
Thank you. With that being said, if there are no other questions, I'd make a motion to pass resolution number 983, which is a resolution of the Board of Commissioners for the Lake Stevens Sewer District, establishing the social media policy and adhering to the Public Records Retention Act of RCW, Revised Code of Washington 4256, Public Records Act.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye.
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 General Manager's report.
Just as a quick note on the social media, we do have a company that archives everything for us. It's such a form of communication that it's strongly recommended that you do have some sort of archival service, because it will become a matter of public record. So we are using a company now for that. So one thing to report is Jim, our new wastewater treatment plant supervisor, started last Tuesday. He is online and he'll introduce himself later to you. He's had probably a good busy week and a half. So I will, I had Mickey do an updated delinquency report for us. For the month of September, we billed 11,918 customers. 1,270 were billed late fees, which is a 10.66% of our customers, which is down from 13% at the first of the year, And in April, it was 13% as well. So during all of this, we are seeing customers still pay, and it is actually a little bit less than it was in April. May was 11.6. So our numbers are coming down just a scooch. We had 11,310 billed in late fees, and we had 26 customers actually lien placed on them. It could have been 57, but our outstanding customer service team called and worked with each of those customers to get them paid up. So I feel comfortable that we're doing everything we should be doing when it comes to helping our ratepayers. Just got back finally the amendment, the resolution, excuse me, what is it? The interlocal agreement from Snohomish County. It's only taken about 8 months, and it's a right-of-way permit. It's a 10-year franchise agreement, so nobody has to worry about it for 10 years. We'll get that taken care of and filed. So we have shared right-of-ways. State auditor starts next week. We've already been sending them information. I think I shared with you that we will have Michelle again working here. I do have contracts for the parking lot sitting on my desk. We do need to have some changes on the insurance, and we realized last night we have a right-of-way permit with the city, but they are working with us to get that done ASAP. Mariah and I signed up for, well, I signed up, but Mariah is going to be my sidekick next week at Wazwood Virtual Conference. There's several classes there for us, so it'll be a little bit different taking a few of those classes. And Melanie sold the boardroom table yesterday, so that's gone. No more boardroom table. So we bought it for $500 online, I guess on OfferUp or eBay I did several years ago, and we sold it for $300. So I feel really good about that. So that's gone. No more boardroom table. And that's about it for right now that I can think of. Oh, and then I have John's report too when you go into that.
I was hoping that you would sell it for a profit and we could find another revenue source for the district. But
I tried. I was happy it sold like within hours. So
that's good.
Go ahead with Jonathan's.
Okay, yes, Jonathan's on vacation this week. His report is there's been 232.7 connection fees paid and 299 permits issued so far this year. Pre-construction meeting for the parking lot project was held Wednesday. Barry may be able to add a bit regarding that start date and any other items of interest for this project. Barry Baker may also be able to discuss the status of the Grace Lane overlay project.
I can if you wish.
Go ahead, Barry.
So just a brief update on the parking lot project. First of all, we did hold a pre-construction meeting. The contractors are getting ready to move forward on that. The city right-of-way permit is something that requires information on the contractor as well, and so it is typically applied for once the contract has been awarded, and that way the city has all the information directly with the contractor who's completing the work. And so it was ready, and it was ready to go. It's just that the contractor was not aware that they needed to submit that to get it moving. It has been provided to them, and the city's working with us to make sure that that happens as quickly as possible. The Grace Lane parking lot, any questions? I'm sorry on that, on the parking lot first.
No questions.
We're hoping to have that. Okay, we're hoping to have that moving shortly. On the Grace Lane parking lot, we are still working with the contractor to be able to provide the appropriate insurance to protect the district that was included in the bid documents. Unfortunately, it is not uncommon for us to have to go a few rounds with the insurance brokers to be able to get the forms that are included in your contract documents, and it's not atypical. We are hoping to have that completed this week. If they are not able to provide them, then what typically happens is you would then move on to the second low bidder and start that contracting process with them. So there is some delay on that we would prefer not to have, but The insurance requirements are standard for the contract that the district has used for decades. And so it's not a big change. And so it's a question of whether or not the contractor's insurance broker is going to be able to provide that. As soon as that is done, then that will be able to be moved forward. And the city also in review has requested a couple of minor modifications that we'll need to include in that project as well to provide a walking lane. So that's the report that I have on those. Any questions?
No questions from me. Thank you, Barry, for stepping in. So now we have treatment plant update. There you go, Jeff.
All right. Now, hey. So I'm going to introduce you to Jim. Jim's a new advisor. And just getting him introduced to the people, plant, and all our little projects going on. He will give you the report.
So I'm Heitzman, and I'm the most recent hire for the district. I'm very happy to be here. Jeff's been very patient with me. It's a fairly steep learning curve, but every day we gain a little more knowledge. Obviously, if you've been to the plant, it's very well run. It's very neat and clean, and it's very well maintained. So I told Jeff and the team when I opened the gate the very first day, I had a lot of relief because some treatment plants are obviously not as well managed and run as this. The flow's been about 2.3 million gallons a day here recently. We are preparing for the wet weather season coming up, so that's been our focus. We also are completing several energy efficiency projects, and one that happened this morning, we received a check for $18,900 for the district's effectiveness and managing their energy. So that's demonstrates again that not only the treatment plant collection system, but admin is being well managed and professionally run, and so it makes a pleasure to be. Any questions?
Welcome to the team. Great to have you.
Thank you. I'm very, very happy to be here.
Oh, I thought Dan was going to say.
That static from Dan was a welcome as well, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he meant. No, I'll echo that, Jim. I'm really glad you're here and getting up and going, and it's always good to see an outsider's new perspective to say it's still being run well down there. We all thought so, but it's good to hear that opinion from you too. So I appreciate it. All right, city's report. Mayor Gailey, are you taking that, or are we reading Jean's info?
I can. Jean's on another call. We don't have a whole lot to report. We're still lacking our study for the old sewer treatment facility. We're pinging those dudes every day trying to get that. It's supposedly on the principal's desk. We're just waiting for that signature. That's all I got for you.
Tanya, did you have anything additional to add with that?
The only thing that Jean shared with me is that Russ and Jean are meeting with Costco today to discuss the culvert replacement, which we may have to be part of that conversation depending on what is the outcome from that. And there's some, he said, we just received word back from the tribes and we need to discuss the next steps with WSDOT on permitting. Those are some things that, depending upon where they are, we may become involved if it's anything to do with the highway or any of our lift stations there. And like what Mayor Gailey said is that they're still waiting for the wastewater treatment plan, and he's putting a little bit of pressure on them to get it done, the Riley group to get that report done. And the decant facility is under construction, and he is sorry to miss the meeting today.
Great. Appreciate that.
Tanya did better than me.
It
with
helps
my own
when
report. Thank you.
All righty. It's not a competition there, Mayor. Commissioners,
No, Mariah, everything's a competition. Remember that.
all right.
Okay, in all fairness, I was reading notes. I wasn't just shooting from the hip.
Commissioner Koshy, do you have anything to report?
The only thing, and we can pick this up in the utility meeting a bit, but I just noticed the lake level remains a bit high for the season compared to what we've seen the last couple seasons. And last winter, it was the highest lake level on record since 1962, when my folks' dock was put in. It had never gone over, and it went over by 3 inches. So we had extremely high water. I know from a district perspective, that ends up flooding portions of downtown, and then our lift station and infrastructure ends up draining a lot of it. So just, I guess, open question, or or maybe something we bring back to the utility meeting to discuss is, how much can we really control that lake level to where? I know we've done some work on it before. What's our policy on lake level? Do we really got to, are we feel confident that we can lower that thing enough to give us enough buffer, especially with the construction that's happened? It seems like and all the water goes there. It's just going there a lot faster than it used to, or at least that was the experience last year. Just anyway, so that's something that's come up. I've had a couple different waterfront owners ping me about that. I said, well, I really don't know, but I know it does have a sewer, lift station infrastructure impact in terms of filtration. I said, so I'll poke into it and just ask the question and see if there's something that might be an area we can work together on.
Yeah, Kevin, I'll bring that up with the smart guys on that and see what their feelings are.
Appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Other than that, Jim, it's just great to have another leader in the shop. Fantastic. I'm glad you decided to come up here to no income tax country from the beautiful state of Cali. We're burning, but we just don't burn quite as much, or at least this year so far. But the fire season's still upon us. So welcome, and great to have you.
Thank you
That's
very
all I
much.
got.
Mariah, you're muted.
All right. Commissioner Lorenzen, do you have anything to add?
No, other than I want to thank the staff for all the hard work, I know, and everybody who's been involved in making all the changes around the organization, as far as like the construction to the building and all the working conditions the staff's had to endure in tight quarters. Welcome aboard, Jim. Great to see you come up from California and enjoy the Pacific Northwest with us. I know that Mariah and Tanya were supposed to be hiking this week, but it sounds like they got burned out of their probably little adventure over the mountains. So sorry to hear that, but be safe, everybody. And thank you again for all the great work everybody's doing.
And I have nothing else to add to that. I do not believe we have executive session today. Correct?
No, we do not.
Okay. So with that, we can conclude the meeting. I really appreciate everyone's time this morning and getting stuff done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Tara, were you able to end the recording?